on a Nintendo show, and today I'm going to be explaining why Super Mario Odyssey is better than Super Mario 3D World. Let's get started.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
Mario Odyssey, you start off in Mario's ship, the Odyssey. So, unlike 3D World, where there's a flagpole, in this one you can collect power moons that are scattered all over the area. This one lets you go through different pathways and different places, which means it's an open world game rather than a point A to B one. And that's a huge improvement. Anyway, let me get on to the best parts about the controls and Mario. Warning you now, if you do have Odyssey but haven't yet beaten Bowser, you do not want to watch this, and if you haven't 100% completed the game, some scenes may include it, so I will give out warnings, but mainly I'm going to try and stay away from all the spoilers. Okay, so I found this spot over here to explain Mario's controls, so let's get started with them. So, by pressing the Y button, Mario will throw his new friend, Cappy, and the Cappy really breaks the game, simply because Mario's moveset are completely different. Rather than the normal run, jump, and triple jump, backflip, pole climb, pole jump, and of course, the wall jump, which has now been improved more than ever. So now there's a whole variety of new moves now that you've got Cappy. For a start, you can throw Cappy, bring him back. You can capture different objects. And you can even hold down the Y button and walk straight into Cappy, which will make Mario bounce. By the way, this is possible to do Mario Odyssey without jumping. There's an entire video on that, not on my channel, but I watched it anyway, so I thought I might as well mention it. So, here's all the moves you can do with Cappy now in the scene. So you can do the classic Super Mario 64 dive, but this time there's a little difference. So rather than just doing a dive, Mario can bounce off of Cappy if you hold down the Y button during the process. The dive is used by pressing B, BZL, and Y. But if you want to throw Cappy, you jump Y and then ZL and Y. It's hard to get used to, but you should be able to get it down. And yes, I'm really sorry, there's a spoiler in the background. I'm seriously sorry about that. I might cut that out, you never know. So, over here we have something else to show. So this time there's a whole variety of new options. So, if you press right, you can scan in amiibos. Press down, you enter snapshot mode, where you can take any pictures from any angle, and even make it a bit more classic. And then, you can even make your favourite, brand new, totally original James Bond front cover. I might use that for Luigi 064. Yeah. Anyway, now that we have the basics of all of the controls, we can now start to use different features within this. And you're probably wondering, how do I take a picture? Well, there's no special button on here, but remember there's the capture button on the Switch, so just tap that. Pretty nice photo. Anyway, now if we advance over here, there's a pool for Mario to swim in. Mario controls while swimming too and has a variety of different moves. You can still throw Cappy, but the best part that's new is the fact that using the dive controls, you can do a fast swim. And if you mash B, you can swim to the surface. You can do long jumps, rolls, and even a roll, jump. So you can do a roll into a long jump. And the best part about the roll is, if you combine it with the ground pound, you can do a super fast ground pound and a super fast roll too. So, knowing all this in mind, you can now do the Koopa Free Running Challenge over here. But if you want to get a head start on that, not just by using those, you can grab your hat, rocket flower, and Mario goes whizzing off. It lasts for about 5 or so seconds, so the more that you rack up, the further you can go, and the faster you can go. And also, this is a good way to try and shatter some of those world records. And of course, as everyone knows, inside Peach's castle, you are able to meet Toadette. Now, in the game, most of the Power Moons are collected from here by earning various achievements, which I'll show now. You can tell if it's an achievement if it has Toadette's icon on the side of it. And when you look in the bottom right, you will now see that there's a counter for it. So, if you're struggling to do it, find all the instructions and try and find hunt down different Power Moons that require these, or just buy whatever you need. Some of these are indeed from buying or chucking Cappy. Now, obviously, Mario has a ton of different captures, 52 to be exact, and throughout the game there's different souvenirs to be collected from the Crazy Cap shop. Even better is the fact that you can find different music discs by talking to Music Toad. Of course, I've collected all of these. But there's one outfit that will take you a long time to grab. Everyone knows about this one probably, but if you don't, hello, welcome to Super Mario Odyssey. So basically, you really need to rack up a lot of coins. You need 9,999 to be exact. So it's hard. By entering the Odyssey while throwing Mario's cap at it, or if you don't feel like throwing hats, jump on top and ground pound. But if you're too lazy to do any of those, there's one sneaky little option. So, when you exit the Odyssey, you can go around the right. Climb up the back. See this massive pipe here? Well, that's not any ordinary pipe. It's a warp pipe. We are now inside the Odyssey. After being rudely interrupted by being called, I decided, hey, why don't I show you guys all the souvenirs? So, when you explore each kingdom and you have enough purple coins, you need to 100% the game by collecting all of those. This can be done by having a Wedding Bowser amiibo. Anyway, when you collect all the souvenirs, you can get one of Toadette's achievements, which is to collect every single one. They all show up in the Odyssey automatically, so you don't need to go through a mini-game process of putting them down. Spoilers alert, you may have got all these costumes, but for those who haven't, some of these you may not recognise. So there's a variety of different hats Mario can wear. However, the rarest ones come at the very end. You can get Gold Mario, Metal Mario, and the last two are collected by completing the Dark Side and the Darker Side, which is collected by doing 500 Power Moons, where however when you beat the hardest level in the game, you get the Invisibility Hat. Nice. Anyway, the rarest costume is, well, you can choose any hat you want, because this one doesn't come with one, but it's the fabled 9,999 coin priced skeleton suit. It is hard to get, but in Bowser's Kingdom, there's been a trick discovered where you can just constantly do the same thing and get it easily. I will not explain that in this video, but you can always just find it over the biggest site in the world, YouTube. At least I hope it is. Anyway, by selecting this costume, you are now playing as a skeleton. Mario's moveset is just the same, but hey, at least you get to talk to your friends about it. And when you have the invisibility hat, you unlock the brand new, well, self-made up edition of Super Mario Odyssey. And that is the one, the only Super Motorcycle Odyssey. The reason why Mario Odyssey is way better than 3D World. So, this can only mean one thing. If Mario Odyssey is better than 3D World, what does this mean for the Wii U? Thank you for watching. See you next week.